I need all my white parents to the front. And if you follow me, if you disagree with my opinions, if you don't like that I bring up color, I really need you to pay attention here. Please, just one time. If you are raising children who have black friends, I need you to teach your children why it is important to keep their black friends close when they are in public spaces. You may not have raised your children to see color. You may not have raised your children to think that their lives are more valuable than their black friends' lives. You may not have a racist bone in your body, but your neighbor may.
Facts.
The other people at the lake may.
Yep.
The other people that are at the movie theaters, at the amusement park, wherever these kids are hanging out, they may.
Yep.
And the reality is, as a black parent, we understand that we have to teach our children that there is safety in numbers. That's why our kids don't really be out here by themselves.
That's a fact.
Especially in public spaces.
That's a fact.
Because we know that there are people waiting, seething, foaming at the mouth for an opportunity to mutilate a black body. And when they see our 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old children out by themselves, vulnerable, they seize that opportunity.
Yep.
When your white children hang with our black children, your children need to know that. So regardless of how much our kids say, yeah, leave me by myself, bro, I'm going to hang out, your kids understand, even though you may not want to leave, you got to.
Facts.
Because your mama is looking for me to bring you home. My mama has drilled it in my head that I have to bring you home.
That's a fact.
We have to stay in numbers because I have a white privilege that you don't have. Your children don't have to worry about being racially profiled, being targeted because of their skin tone. Your children don't have to worry about somebody snatching them and taking advantage of them being alone like our children do.
That's a fact.
Please, parents of white children that have black friends, please teach them that they need to use their white privilege to keep their friends safe.
It's a fact.
And I just want to point this out. Grown men will knock out their friend to make sure that they don't drive drunk. Make sure that they get them home. I have watched some grown black men gang up on their friend, put them in the car, hold them there because they're drunk and trying to do something stupid. But because we understand we are not going to leave you out here like this, we will give you a black eye and knock you out to make sure that you have a life to live the next day.
Absolutely. Now, I'm showing this video as contrast. This has nothing to do with what she's talking about. This happened in 2020. I'm showing this as contrast for the video build. Pay attention. There's a black dude right here. This
Let him go,
in 2020.
dude. Let him go. Let him go, please.
Indiana.
Let him go. Please let him go. We're going to as soon as you let him go. I'm going to.
Gotta get the fuck out of here.
Let him go.
Get your phone out here and go.
Let him
Shake
go.
your head at me
Let him
and
go.
go.
I messed
Get
that
the
up.
fuck out of here.
The context of that video is he was on a walk with his white friends, and this is a public park in Indiana. You can go look the story up. I don't want YouTube to, get on some ish with me. But he was with his friends, and he got snatched up by these white folks, these white men that didn't want him there. And this is a public park, public nature park or whatever with trails and shit like that. He got snatched up it was some kind of beach, but it looked like, you know what I'm saying? He got snatched up. And had it not been for the white people there that wasn't like these ones, that wasn't like these guys, that man wouldn't be here today. It'll be another, he just went to the park and deleted himself. The stuff they like to say now, right? The point of the video, okay, even going back to this lady here, the point of the video is you have a privilege that black people don't have, right? And that privilege white privilege. It's called benefit of the doubt privilege. You have benefit of the doubt privilege. And it is your responsibility, if you're going to have a friend that is black, Hispanic, or anything opposite of you, it is your responsibility to take care of said friend. Okay? Black people take care of everybody. If you with us and we go somewhere, ain't nothing happening to you unless it happening to all of us. The fact that Nolan supposedly went out there with his friends, quote unquote, went out there with friends and didn't come back and we still don't know the truth, and people have to decrypt and clean audio up just to try to find out the truth, shows you he never really had friends. People love to call themselves friends, but not do friend shit. Okay? It's your duty to take care of your friends. We're raised that way where I'm from. If we all leave, we all come back together. There is no, oh, well, he went off and did something. We don't do shit like that. It's not acceptable. If me and my friend leave and our parents expect us to be back. And if one don't have an answer, if somebody shows up and somebody else is not there, that other person better not be alive, and you better know exactly what happened as to why you back here out of breath and they not with you. It's your responsibility. Now, like she said, it's not all of you. We understand that. But everybody's not like you. Everybody don't think like you. I had a deep conversation with one of my good friends and a client of mine. He's a client of mine, former client. He's still a client, but he's one of my best friends now. We had this conversation. Hold on, let me full screen it for y'all. Hold on. We had this conversation about 3 years ago about this. And he asked me, why don't I like cops and all this other stuff? I'm like, yeah, because there's no interaction that the black community can have that's positive with cops. There's nothing positive that come out of that. I will never have to call a cop for anything. Don't need them. What if you in danger? If I can't handle danger as a man myself, then I'm not a man. That's just what it is. But he goes to, say, So we get to talking about children. I said, bro, we live in two different Americas, bro. And now, again, like I said, this is my dog. When I tell you he's more protective over me than I originally realized, because he grew up in the hood, though. He's not just the average white guy. Like he's been around. You know what I'm saying? So he's more protective over my establishment, all type of shit. That's my boy. Love him to death. He a brother to me. And we were talking, and I told him, I said, look, bro, my feelings against cops universally is not a personal attack on whoever your friend is that you're referring to that's a cop. It's not a personal attack. But why do I have to pick out one good cop out of 100 bad ones? Why do I have to do that? People don't do that in respects to black people. You assume that one crazy guy that never should have been out of jail on that bus that got down on that young white lady on that bus, that all black people are like that. There's some really ignorant people that believe that shit. There's some really ignorant people out here that believe anything the media gives them. So I told him, I said, bro, well, so we were going back and forth, and his whole thing is devil's advocate. He likes to be the devil's advocate. And I'm like, yo, don't be saying that devil shit around me. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I like to play devil's advocate. So he likes to ask opposite questions on what position your stance is. So I told him one day, I said, bro, I want you to think about this. Because we both have boys. We're both fathers. We're both in our 30s. So I said, bro, listen, there's going to be a day where your boys grow up and they start driving cars, right? He said, yeah. I said, okay. There's going to be a day where your boys grow up, they start driving cars, and they get pulled over, and the cop is just there to help them. Nothing else. There's going to be a day where my boys get pulled over by a cop. And we got to worry about them making it home because of the cop interaction. Do you understand? There's a difference. And immediately he like, okay, I see the difference. So I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. Months go by. Well, a week went by, but like literally damn near every time I see him now, he like, yo, I always think about the shit you said. I never thought about it like that because I didn't have to. You understand? Just because you are decent does not mean other people aren't decent. There are a lot of people, because we see the rhetoric online all the time, and we're not talking about the soft, mild racism, right? You know, you say a little bigotry here and there, but for the most part, most of them walk. There are some people that really want to cause harm to black people for no reason. Ain't never really been around them. They just feel for some reason they want to. So all it takes is for a 18-year-old black kid to be walking, you know, in a southern, you know, sundown small town somewhere at the wrong time, and you seen Ahmaud Arbery. You seen it. Everybody saw it. The world saw it. Like, come on, bro. It is your duty. It is your responsibility to do that. We do the same for y'all. We do the same. We do the same for everybody. Ain't no, hey, and we don't do weird shit like, hey, yo, this is so-and-so. This is my white friend. This is my dog right here. If you with me, you already validated. You're protected just off a GP. People don't do the same for us. Nolan went out there with people that he thought was his friend because they used the word friend, and they may have gave him a drink or two or whatever else it was. Those wasn't his friends. My boy I'm talking about, that's my friend. You feel me? And he sees color. He knows his privileges. I know listen, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, you got all the privileges. Look, I told him, look, bro, we both from different hoods. I got privileges in my hood. I can go anywhere in the city. Like, I'm just one of them dudes, I carry myself a certain way, right? But you as a white guy, you can't go to every hood. Most of y'all know that. Why is that? Why is that? You have a freedom to do what you want to do. Why can't you go where you say you can go? In the hood. Why don't y'all go there? Because y'all know. Y'all know. But I have the privilege. You get what I'm saying? I'm just using that as contrast. I have the privilege as a black guy from the hood to go to the hood. You as a white guy that's not from the hood, you have the freedom to go to the hood at your own risk. Now, if you come to the hood with me, you're fine. You go to the hood by yourself, two things. People gonna think you a cop or you lunch. One or the other. It's one or the other. And it's the same and vice versa. There are people that live in these sundown towns. There are people that really embellish this racism shit at heart. For real. Me, as a black guy, I don't want to, you know what? I don't want to go there anyway. Don't take me nowhere where I'm not welcome. That's why I'm always asking, are there black people there? Are there other black people? I don't want to be the only black anything anywhere. You understand? And it ain't again, this is not placing blame on anybody that's you or like you. This is not placing blame on y'all. Don't take it that way. But you do have a responsibility. And especially if you're growing up in an integrated society, which we all are because we live in America, you have a responsibility to teach your children that. Nobody's saying if gunfire erupts, they need to jump in front of it. Nobody's saying that. What we're saying is how we're raised. If we leave together, we come back together. My grandma always used to say, you go somewhere, a family. I could have been just met you today as a friend. Hey, me and so-so gonna go to the store. Y'all come back together. Y'all. It's a community thing. We're not the one trying to separate everything. It's the white supremacy, man. And black community, we're going to push back because we have no choice now. We have no other choice. We have been backed into a corner so many times, so much, we have nothing else left to do but to fight back. So my whole thing is, going back to it, is you have an obligation and responsibility. just to take care of your friend, bro. Your friend. If you are in a lake and you're drowning and can't swim, I'm jumping in there with you. And I can't swim, but I'm gonna try my freaking best to get you out. And we both might drown in the process. But we together. That's the way it should be. That's the way it's supposed to be. You understand? Stop falling for the okie doke, letting white supremacy and politicians make you believe that we are the enemy. We just asking for the same camaraderie we give everybody else. Nolan should still be here. And if Nolan's not here, they shouldn't be here either. That's just what it is. Ayo Bassel TV. See y'all on the next one, man. Peace.